My name is Annabelle Hasselbeck, and I played lacrosse at Boston College, and now I work for Sports Spectrum. Okay, my story, I grew up not knowing what lacrosse was, never had seen a lacrosse stick probably until I got into middle school, which was so crazy because it's what I ended up getting to play in college and getting the sport that I got to love. And it was so cool that I ended up moving to Boston and being in an area near Boston College and near Boston College women's lacrosse team. And I got to play there and be a student athlete there, but it was really there where I decided to depend on the Lord. And I had always known Jesus and known him very closely throughout my parents, with my parents' faith, and then leading into my faith. But it wasn't until I got to college and I was in the thick of college lacrosse playing at my dream school, and that's when I had to make the decision, am I going to just be a follower of the Lord, or am I gonna really depend on the Lord and believe him as the only person that I wanna put my life into? My freshman year of college, we won the national championship, and it was a dream come true. It was absolutely incredible. And throughout that year, it was really hard too. Like, there were some ups and downs. You know, you're fighting for every single rep that you get at practice, not even in the game. And I definitely relied on the Lord. I did my quiet time. I went to church. I even listened online. I really thought that I was committing myself to the Lord. But it wasn't until after that season when, you know, my lacrosse situation kind of shifted. I got injured, my playing time went down, and I realized, like, man, I am doing this differently. And I remember leaving one practice one day, and I always heard the song You Say by Lauren Daigle, and always thought, yeah, I know I'm loved, I know I'm worthy, I know I'm valued, I know that's what the Lord says about me, but I never actually thought, oh, that song's speaking to me, because I'm like, yeah, I got that, I'm good. And I remember leaving practice one day and just feeling so down about myself because of a bad rep that I had in one drill, and how maybe my playing time wasn't going the way that I wanted, and it didn't look like that first season, that dream come true national championship like I had thought. And I remember hearing those words in my headphones from Lauren Daigle saying, you say I'm loved, you say I'm worthy, you say I'm enough. And I remember thinking, oh my gosh, like, that's true. Like, that's what the Lord says about me. And that hit me. I was like, okay, I need Jesus. Like, I need to really depend on him right now, because clearly when this song hits, that means that I need to rely on the Lord. And it was throughout that hard season of just, you know, fighting the battle of injury and playing time and wanting to be a contributor on the team and feeling worth and value, that I really decided, you know, the Lord is the same God who gave me the national championship, and the same God who brought me through all those years in club lacrosse and high school lacrosse and got me to my dream school, Boston College, is the same God that is allowing me to go through this really hard season and this really hard test, physically, emotionally, spiritually. And I thought, you know, I don't want to waste this time. I'm at too awesome of a school. I have too great of teammates. I love my team. I get to be at Boston College with my sister. Like, there's too many awesome things around me to let this time go to waste. And so I really said, okay, God, here I am. Every single morning, I'd open my Bible that season. Send me, what do you have for me today? What do you need me to do? And that was really where I had to find joy in not only lacrosse, but in other circumstances in my life, and know that I was still valued and still loved by the Lord. And before I even woke up, before I even went to school and took a test, before I even had practice, and, you know, however that went, with different drills or games, the Lord perfectly loved me already, and that was all I needed. And so I think for me, you know, what am I filling myself with? Because at the end of the day, that's what's gonna come out of me in the hard moments of your life. And regardless of what is going on in your situation, it's never a time to be wasted, and you'll never know what the Lord can do with your heart. When you aren't playing and you aren't contributing to your team in the ways that you want to on the field, that can really take a toll on how you view your worth as an athlete, and how you view even yourself as an athlete and as a human. And so I think for me, like, finding the peace and finding contentment in, hey, I know that I'm gifted because I get to be here on this team, and I know that the Lord has me here for a reason. It might not be shaking out how I want it to be in this exact season, because the craziest part is, even in that hard season, following that is my circumstance completely changed, and everything was completely different. So just in that season, the Lord was really teaching me, hey, how are you gonna be content? How are you still gonna glorify me when all your circumstances don't look the way that you probably want them to? And for me, I decided, okay, if I can't provide for my team in a valuable way on the field, on game day? How can I provide for my team other places? And we had a team impact member on our team that year. It was a girl with cerebral palsy, and she was at the special needs school on our Boston College campus. And I just decided, okay, God, like if I can't seek joy from playing time and scoring goals and being an impact player on the field right now, I'm gonna seek joy in pouring into others and still using that Boston College lacrosse jersey to represent the team in an awesome way. And the girl that I was going to see and hanging out with at the school, the campus school at Boston College, who had cerebral palsy, she had no idea if I was the best player or the worst player scoring goals or not. Like, to her, just me wearing a Boston College lacrosse jersey was cool. And I thought, God, you've given me this opportunity to represent my dream school and an incredible lacrosse team for this purpose, to point others to you and to be an awesome leader on this campus. And so I decided to spend a lot of time with her throughout that season, throughout that hard time when maybe I felt like I couldn't be that goal scorer on the team, but I could be that leader on the team who could pour into the community at Boston College. God is real, and He has worked immensely in my life. And I know that to be so true, because there is absolutely nothing that I could have done to accomplish anything that I have, or to go through the hardships that I have, and to make it out of just hard situations in life without Him right by my side, and without me having to depend on Him. And the supernatural peace, the supernatural joy that I've been able to find in the midst of hardship and heartache, and also in great successes, and just the incredible praise and glory that you can bring the Lord through that, and to do that with Him and to honor Him through the gifts that He's given you. It's so much better to do life with the Lord, and I wouldn't be able to do any of it without the Lord.